Hey everybody, back for another walk, and it is cold again today. Unfortunately, as you can see, the sun isn't shining as bright as the last couple days, but that's okay. I think we might be getting some snow in the next day or so. I'm trying to put my glove on. It's very challenging. They're all frozen. Before I could take Scout out, I had to take care of some blocked vents up on my roof. There's so much snow, it kind of compacts around all the vents, and then every once in a while that's the second time this winter, I've had to go up there and pour some couple gallons of warm water down each vent to thaw them out so you can like flush your toilet and stuff. So I did that, and now my gloves got all frozen. I'm trying to bend my finger. It's okay. I don't really need dexterity to take a walk. So today was a long day, Sam. It's just so cold. And it's kind of dreary. My camera quit. I think it touched my glove. So I just put it back on. Oh, the wind. Today is windy. Yesterday, the day before, they weren't very windy. But that wind is bad. I should have worn my bibs. I've got a pair of Arctic grade bibs. And they're kind of polyester-y, so they break the wind pretty good. But they're also pretty insulated. They definitely keep you warm. A lot of times, to be honest, if you're moving around, you definitely get overheated easily. Scout! Good girl, stay out of the trees. I think she thinks that when I call for her a lot of times, that she has to come and like tag me, and then she's good. She'll ignore a lot of things if she's on that mission of I have to land my front paws on the thighs. Then she's pretty much on a very direct mission. Does not divert. Oh my goodness. This wind. I don't know how long of a walk we're gonna get in today. Because of me. Whew. It is chilly. The other days you'd hear the drones of people out riding on their snow machines, but I think it was on ice. I think today it's so cold and windy, the wind just makes it even colder that I don't hear anybody out. Very few. If there is, I can't really hear them. I'm looking forward to the weekend. It's finally Thursday. That means tomorrow's Friday, which means it's the weekend. Yay! The best part of the week, Friday night. So then you have all day Saturday to look forward to, and then you got church on Sunday morning, and then the rest of your afternoon. I'm trying to decide what I want to do this weekend. Kind of thinking about it a little bit. Ice fishing or drive around. Depends on the weather. Just got up to the top of the dike and now it's very windy. Depending on the weather this weekend, I either could go ice fishing or take a drive. I'm waiting for the day. Today I see him a little more too. I don't think you can see him on camera. Straight out, right there. The mountains are out. I don't know if it's gonna focus. I don't think, you might be able to, you just barely make it out, I think. That's Denali. Same down there. That's the Denali Mountains. You gotta see them a lot better in the summertime. But if it's clear this weekend, that's probably my favorite view, is driving along the river and going to the really beautiful pull-offs, because you can get if the mountains are out or if the clouds aren't hiding them, you get a beautiful view. It's just amazing. She still found another chunk of ice. They're better than the snowballs because they last long. It's a happy dog. It's kind of funny how the simplest things make them the happiest. When I was going to adopt her, the night before, I was at the store picking up all this different dog stuff, like all the toys and things, bed. And to this day, one of her favorite things ever in the whole wide world is water bottles. You can't even grab a water bottle without her staring and waiting. And she mean mugs you the entire time. You even make a move to grab your water bottle to drink out of it. She just her eyes are piercing through you. Waiting, telling you to hurry up and finish it off so she can have the bottle. And then she'll work the bottle cap off. She'll unscrew it, toss it aside, and then she'll lick the inside. And then she'll take the wrapper off. Then she goes back for vengeance on the lid usually, and then chews up the bottle the rest of the way. But bottles, and there's some obviously sticks, ice, ice on our walks. Oh my goodness, the wind is brutal. It's hitting me right in the face right now. I was hoping, I thought I've got a little extra time today because I got off a little early. I thought maybe we may be able to make it out to the bridge, but it is so cold. I feel like my face is looking a little red. I don't know if I can do that. Whew. Oh. All the snow machine tracks. I don't hear a single snow machine, so I don't think anyone's out riding today. We have yet to see a moose since I've been filming, so 3 days of no moose sightings. There's probably been moose in there, I thought you didn't see them. Oh, it was funny, the other day I say the other day all the time when it's something that's happened months ago. A month ago or so, I saw somebody post pictures of cow moose boxing, kind of like kangaroos, punch. And I didn't know that they did that. I've never seen that. I've never seen pictures before. It was kind of interesting. I know that the bulls will fight each other, but it was a cow and a calf, and that cow was fighting another cow that was encroaching. I think obviously she didn't want her by the calf, but they were also eating on willows, so the other cow tucked tail and admitted defeat pretty quick, I think, based off the pictures. But that was interesting. I learned something new. So don't get in a boxing match with the moose. You probably won't win. Is you crazy? You got more snowballs on your face. Oh. Whee! My goodness. I'll have whatever she's having. I'd love to have some of that energy. But she doesn't work. She's a freeloader. Lucky, lucky dog. They got good lives. At least that's how it should be. And she definitely has it pretty good. Oh man, she's so hard to keep on the camera. That's why sometimes, you notice most of the time I don't try and follow her. She's so chaotic anyway. I figure she'll get in the frame at some point maybe, if we're lucky. Like a meteor passing through the frame. She's really getting into the ice. I'm guessing days like today, it's when it's so cold and she's really going after eating snow and stuff, especially an ice cube, like a big chunk of ice. Her spit starts freezing and it turns into like a Fu Manchu, but in the back. It's kind of like a mullet, like a frozen mustache mullet. Oh, I'm pretty proud that I made it to the end of this thing. My legs, I can't feel them. I can't feel my legs. I'm having a hard time even holding my arms up. Hold the phone. I have to look at the temperature and see what it is. It is chilly. And she's just super happy. This is better. Oh yeah. That's nice. Now the wind's at my back. I don't even think you can see my breath on camera, but it's definitely frosty. I should have worn my bibs. That's all I can think. I don't have a lot of allowance for storage space in my brain, and that's the number one thought rolling through my head this entire time. My legs are so cold. I should have worn my bibs. I am excited for this weekend. The only downfall with driving all over, like it's over an hour drive, I think, to get to some of the lakes I like to go to, and gas prices have skyrocketed, so luckily my car gets pretty good gas mileage, but still, that's a bummer. Right before spring and summer. I went out a couple weekends ago. I didn't make it out last weekend, but a couple weekends ago I got a new ice auger, and it's electric. It's super nice. It's lightweight, and I tried it out. I just wanted to go out and see how it worked, and I brought all my ice fishing stuff. I'm not gonna just drill a hole. I could have done that closer to home, but so far I have not had luck. I've only been out a couple times this winter. Usually I have pretty good luck getting rainbow trout, and I have caught a small silver salmon and a couple of burbot in the lake, which is surprising. Most of the time people go burbot fishing. It's kind of like a catfish. They're kind of like an eel looking fish. They're pretty cool looking. Actually, it's the profile picture that I have right now currently for YouTube. That's a burbot that I caught, one of the two that I'm talking about right now. And they're delicious. People up here eat them. They're like poor man lobster, but they basically take on the flavor of whatever you cook them in. So just cook them in some butter and they're delicious. And they have a really interesting, like, fluffy, the ones the size I got was like kind of a fluffy texture. Didn't taste very fishy. For being bottom feeders, that's kind of surprising. They were really good. My favorite fish since I've been up here, I still obviously love salmon. And I don't know, after eating the fresh caught salmon from Alaska, I don't know how I managed to eat those frozen fillets from Aldi for so long. That would be something I would eat in college on a fairly regular basis. And now I look back and I think, like, I don't think I could eat those. I would if I was hungry enough, but I definitely wouldn't go through the store and be like, yeah, that's for supper tonight. That's what I'm gonna have. But other favorite fish might be above salmon for me is halibut. Woo! Oh, it's so good. I haven't gotten to go fishing yet, but I might be able to. I've got some friends down in Valdez, and they've offered to do a fishing trip this summer, so if that actually continues to become a plan, it was just all verbal, like, that'd be fun. It'd be cool if it actually became a plan to go halibut fishing and get my own halibut, but I sure love eating it. It is so good. It's like really thick fillets, or, well, thick fillets, but thick flakes. The fish is very flaky and it's really thick and it's so juicy. To me, it's like eating chicken. It's just delicious. I don't like when I get bones, so that's nice too. It's such a big fish, it's easy to keep the bones out. And the fillets being so thick and juicy. Oh, just now I really want halibut. I don't have any. No. Something interesting. Oh. She's really getting after it. I think sometimes sometimes she loses like her ice, and she will do this, but I think she's just enjoying a little digging. And when it's snowy especially, I really don't mind her doing it. I trim her nails a lot, usually like once a month. Her nails don't grow crazy fast, but in the winter when she does this kind of stuff, it's good. Helps keep her nails kind of worn down on her own. But she's so good. She is such a good dog. Lets me handle her. She'll let me hold her like a baby, which is super useful for a lot of things, like giving her pills or trimming her nails especially. I'll just kind of grab a hold of her and flip her around and plop her between my legs on the recliner, and I'll just trim them. And then I'll swirl her around like a little helicopter, and then I'll do the rear feet. And she's really good. And then of course she gets a treat, but good grief. She's really getting after it. I think she's making a little igloo. She's really going for it here. This is impressive. I'm gonna get a little better view. I want to see how deep she's gone without getting snow. Ooh, look at that scooter. Quick. What a faster little paws move. What you getting? What is that? What is it? Visit, Scooter. You think you're done digging? Probably not, but ready? Come on. We'll be back. I'm sure we'll see Hole again. The beloved Hole. Oh man. I just touched my cheek with my glove and it burned. I just know my skin is not happy right now with this wind. The wind chill is brutal. Oh, halibut. If you guys ever get the chance to try halibut, you gotta. It's best fresh, everything is. But I'd still say, if you go somewhere and they have it on the menu, like, give it a try, because some of the best fish. There's a lot of places around here that sell it. And there's a place in Valdez I like that has it. I want to go to Homer. I haven't been to Homer yet. There's a lot of things I haven't done since I've been up here. One of them is, since we're talking about fishing, one of them is dip netting. I really can't wait to try that. There's certain spots you have to make sure you know, like do a little research, because you don't want to go like on the Copper River by yourself in a tiny little boat. Getting charters and stuff is a lot safer. Going with people that know. There's a lot of people that'll get drowned in the river and then get killed. And one of the things I had heard people, when they talk about it, they definitely try and make you aware that it's dangerous. And one of the things someone told me was that people, when they go down dip netting off the shoreline, like off the bank, or if you're in a boat and you fall out, the reason you wear a life vest isn't so that you would be able to like float and be rescued necessarily. And I don't know how much truth to this is, but what they told me was they would have, it's more so they can find your body. And I was like, oh, well, I like salmon, but I kind of like living a little more. So that one will be a maybe. That'd be cool. I think I would enjoy it. I don't have any of the kit for it. I don't have a dip net. Kind of need a dip net to go dip netting. Suppose noodling is probably frowned upon. Dip netting would be fun. A charter to go halibut fishing would be fun. Even going snagging would be fun. Anything when the salmon are running would be fun. I like when fish fight. Some of my favorite fishing that doesn't exist up here. I mean, pike do fight in the summer, like you'll get a fight out of them. But I love fishing for bass. I don't think I've had more excitement than when you get a fat bass on the line and they jump out of the water and you're like trying to keep them on the lure, freaking out. I remember there was a camping trip my family took and we went up to the Great Lakes and we stopped by this smaller lake. I think it was called Bass Lake actually, but there were no motors allowed, which we prefer like primitive stuff, so my dad was more interested in going to smaller lakes where there weren't going to be motors. And we went there, and I was in the canoe with my dad, and we just put in. I mean, we had just put the boat in the water, got in, and shoved off from the bank. And we were going through, it kind of had like this little channel, like an inlet to the lake. So we were still in this little inlet, and then it was right where the mouth started opening up to get to the lake. There were lily pads all off the sides, and I just had a cane pole. That's pretty much what we fished with growing up. The simple cane pole and I flung my probably just had a worm on the hook, flung it out there, and a smallmouth bass top watered my bait. Like, as it hit the water, that fish came out. It was amazing. I remember shouting this so excited, and my dad was like, whoa, trying to encourage me to keep tension on the line, like, but then like after it hit it cleared water again and did the iconic toss and then spit my hook, and I was crushed, but I was still so excited. It was one of the best memories from that vacation for sure. I still think about it. It was so cool. I still picture it. That was fun. I think that's probably what got me more hooked onto more into bass fishing. Another fish we would fish for most of the time, or what we would get, bluegill and sunfish. Man, they're greedy little guys. You put a worm. If you even put an empty hook, we have caught a fish before and been taking it off the hook, got it off, put it in the basket, and he kind of tossed our empty hook, just the plain hook, back in the water right next to the canoe. And another one ate the hook, the plain hook. It must have smelled like delicious. But they're really easy to catch, bluegill, and they can be a good size. They're panfish. They taste pretty good. They're definitely eager to be in the frying pan, it seems. My first pike I ever caught was in Michigan, and I was by myself at the time. I was by myself, and I got it from a rapids area, pulled it up to shore. I was shore fishing, and I was getting it off the hook, and I'd never caught one before, and I was fishing with a lure that had two treble hooks, one in the front, one in the back, and I was taking it off. It had just been hooked in one spot, so I was getting it unhooked, and I was just holding it like in the body. It was probably a 13 to 14 inch pike, maybe. So not the biggest, it was pretty small, but I was excited. Anyway, never caught one, so I was holding it that way. Slippery, so slippery. It squirmed its way like a snot rocket, and it shot up out of my hand. And the lure, thank goodness, came off the fish, but it buried itself into my palm. So then I was sitting there, I grabbed the fish on the ground, I like pinned it with my hands, my one non-lured hand, to the ground. And then I was looking at my other hand at this hook. It was buried in my right hand, so my dominant hand. And I just sat there and I was like, now what am I gonna do? I've never hooked myself. So I went to my car and I was messing around with my tackle. I had pliers in there. Oh my. If anyone has never had a hook in them, there's better tricks. They actually make tools so you can do it yourself, but there's better ways than just ripping it out, or like I was even gonna try and push it the rest of the way through the barb so I could cut the barb off and then pull it out. It was just one prong that was stuck in me, and oh, it hurt so bad. I thought, I'm pretty tough, and then I was like, not that tough. So I was getting ready to go, I guess, to the hospital. I didn't really know. I suppose I could have gone and got the guys at work. And because this was close to the workplace, they let us use this area like a recreational area. And there was another guy there, and he ended up coming around the corner in his boat, and he was doing fishing for like bluegill and stuff. And so I had made enough, I guess, of a scene. No, I wasn't making a scene, but I think there's nothing else going on. So I think he might have like been watching me and realized that I was struggling to get this hook out of my hand. I thought I'd been hooked. Scooter, come on this way. And so he helped me. He came up on shore and he tied a braided line onto the prong that was buried into my hand. And he just pushed down on it, so it's have the barb kind of be disengaged by putting pressure on the back of it. And then he tugged the braided line, and it just popped right out. And I was like, wow. But the entire time he wouldn't tell me what he was doing, and I was just like kind of nervous because any movement of that thing just hurt. And he wouldn't say. He's just one of those kind of tough Southern guys. And I was just like, I trust you. But I have no idea, like, what are you doing? What are you gonna do? I was so scared. I had already tried on my own. Like, I'm not that big of a sissy, but I was having a hard time having the grit to push it through or pull it out forcefully. And that's kind of what I was assuming. He was just gonna rip the thing out, and I had already kind of wanted, maybe I'll get a shot of some painkiller or numbing shot. And anyway, it ended up being a really good experience, and I've never forgotten the trick. And since then I've seen some videos on it because I thought that's kind of crazy. I've never really watched a video before, and I go fishing a lot, so I should probably look at that. And so yeah, a lot of fishing stories. I have many more, but seemed like a good walk for fishing, I guess. Just seems to be the way that the conversation flowed. Alright, I'll stop. Scooter, you ready? Come on, she's digging another hole. Come on. Well, I hope you appreciated this walk. I appreciate getting back to the car and going inside and taking a hot shower. So I will catch you later. Bye.